Welcome back to this week's episode of the Corde Snell Show. I'm the guy. I'm here. What up? What up, everybody? How you guys doing? What's up, Jared?
Hey, what's going on?
What's up, Noah?
What's going on, Corde?
I'm doing good, man. We feeling a lot better, a lot lighter today on the Corde Snell Show.
I'll make it through the whole episode, I promise.
Yeah. But we was talking about something before. We talked about recently Dr. Doom. Robert Downey Jr. is going to be playing Dr. Doom. And the new Avengers movie, Doom, I think is what it's called, or Doomsday is what they're calling it. It's going to be in Secret Invasion as well. Also, he's going to be in the Fantastic Four movie, and Galactus is going to appear. We was talking about it before, but I said let's talk about it on camera. What do you guys think about it?
I was very surprised to see him be casted. I think it's very clearly Marvel is like out of tricks because they've had a bad Phase 4. Mm-hmm. My question, I think the question everyone's wondering is like, is this one of those variants of Dr. Doom that he's Tony Stark?
Yeah.
Or are they just literally going to put the mask on him the whole time and pretend like he's a different person?
I definitely think it's going to be like you said, Marvel is running out of bags and tricks, stuff like that. I remember I already heard that they wanted to bring Robert Downey Jr. back, and then for Secret Wars, because it's Secret Invasion, but that was a Disney Plus show. I remember talks died down or fell apart because Robert Downey Jr. wanted $100 million to come back and do it, and then the fact that Kang is no longer, Jonathan Majors is no longer being part of it, so they kind of steer away from that and trying to bring Robert Downey Jr. back. So I think it is kind of be weird. I think it's definitely going to be a variant of Tony Stark as Doom, because I heard that's like something in the comics, but I thought it was super weird. It was like same mask, same task, and I was like, oh, okay, we get to see you as the villain now, and that's cool. And then the Russo brothers, who directed Captain America: Civil War, did Infinity War and Endgame, are coming back to the directors of those too. So I'm just like, okay, this is gonna be dope. I know the action is gonna be amazing because the Russos are great when it comes to action as well and storytelling. So I just thought it was weird too. I'm just like, it's funny because seeing the videos from Comic-Con, people were like, the best actor in the world. And somebody was like, what's the guy who played Morbius?
Jared Leto?
Jared Leto. It was like, the best actor in the world, Jared Leto. And it was like, it's like Robert Downey Jr. And I'm like, yo, who thinks Jared Leto is the best actor in the world? So it was super funny. But then a few people in the crowd said Robert Downey Jr. I was like, woo! And then all the fans at home just like, what? Like, what are we? It was a great send-off, man. Like, I watched Endgame too, and he's like, I'm Iron Man, and he snaps, and like the whole thing,
he dies. Yeah,
it's great send-off.
It was a meta send-off. Yeah. It was a send-off for Robert Downey Jr. as well. Exactly. And that's what also brought the weight to it. And now he's like, now I'm back.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like, I ain't never gonna stop.
Yeah. I'm not leaving. Show goes on. Like in Deadpool. Exactly. Like, for spoilers for those who ain't seen Deadpool keeps saying to Wolverine and Logan, he's just like, till you're 90. Yeah. Because Robert Downey Jr. is going to keep doing this role over and over again, or keep doing stuff like that. Also, it was funny because during, I believe it was an Avengers or Marvel getaway in Palm Springs, they talked about Bob Iger on top of a bunch of execs. Can we just bring the old cast back together again? You know, like bring like older members who was kind of killed off and stuff. Can we bring back Iron Man? Can we bring back Captain America and things like that? Kevin Feige, who's like in charge of all this stuff, he's like, no, we have to expand everything else. We have to make sure that there's other people breathing now and being able to carry the Marvel logo and the Marvel universe from a different standpoint. And there's a ton of characters they could use. And then, no, we brought Robert Downey Jr. back to play Dr. Doom. So I'm like, okay, that's cool. I'm still conflicted about it. It's super weird. But I know Fantastic Four is going to be on another Earth, because, you know, it's like multiple Earths with the multiverse, right? Yeah. And also, when they're doing it, it's going to take place in the 1960s. So,
oh, interesting.
So on their Earth, that's why it's going to be a different, and it's like Marvel's first family. You didn't know that, did you know?
I had no clue about that.
I be plugged in when it comes to nerd stuff like this, like all the time. That's why I always say I have to go see a movie early on when it comes to spoilers, because I'm plugged in with a bunch of different stuff, both in the media things. Somebody will spoil something because they're like, oh, this one dope part. So, because like, oh, saw the screening Tuesday, doesn't come out till Friday, but then you can see it on Thursday. So that's what they're going to do. But they also released some footage of Fantastic Four, and there's a clip where Galactus, like, just got a big old head, like, kind of looks into, like, something, like, or wherever the Fantastic Four is. I'm like, oh, snap, they finally doing Galactus, like, right. So I'm trying to figure out how you're going to do Fantastic Four bringing in Doctor Doom and Galactus at the same time. And there's like rumors and speculation, like maybe the reason why the Fantastic Four comes to our universe now is because Galactus destroys their world, their universe, and going from there. But it's still going to be interesting. It's still going to be weird. So I'm just ready to see him play a villain, because I saw Oppenheimer. Great movie. Hated Robert Downey Jr. in it. Because I was just like, he said something, and he turned, dang, what's the brilliant mind? He told, who's the brilliant, quantum physics.
Albert Einstein? Or
Albert Einstein. He said he turned Albert Einstein against me, so we're going to make him suffer and everything else. Also, Oppenheimer's wife in the movie too. She's a great actress. She's like, they're gonna take everything away from you. Just gonna deal with it. And I'm just like, you did this huge thing, make this atomic bomb, and then also you thought it was gonna bring world peace, but actually made everything worse because everybody else has copied you. And then they gonna just tear you apart over the years. And that's what Albert Einstein said to Oppenheimer. He was like, and then they're going to give you some kind of award, some kind of medal after 20 years of saying your work wasn't right and just like make you a disgrace. And he's like, and then giving them award, it's not an apology to them. It's for them to feel less bad. And I was like, damn. Cold. And then one of the guys who was with him as they was working on the thing shakes his hand, and he tries to shake his wife's hand, and she doesn't, like, she keeps her hand like this. He like doesn't shake his hand at all. And I'm like, that's the wife you need right there. It's like, I won't, how dare you shake the man who turned against you's hand? I won't do that. You need to call him out. He didn't. And then it was crazy too. Also because it was crazy during the trial, they asked him what he was doing. What his mistress, I guess, or like the chick who kept coming up, and his wife was like, did you have sex with her? And then they just sitting there naked, and I'm like, they didn't say it. I mean, they implied it because they sitting there naked having a conversation and stuff. So it was just,
hey man, sometimes you gotta,
yeah. I mean, I'm traveling. I gotta relieve stress.
Yeah,
gotta relieve stress somehow, man. Some people drink, some people fornicate. Hell yeah.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
I did not. I love Dave Chappelle. He's like, oh, I think it's for what it's worth, or no, it's the one in DC. It's the one like in '98 or something like that. He was like, Bill Clinton came up to. He's like, look, he just got through fucking her. He was just like, he's like, I did not have sexual relations with that woman, Miss Lewinsky. It was like funny because then somebody like put a hand out and Dave Chappelle slapped it. It was like, yeah, because he know that was a cold move. Super dope.
when you have a fake wife, I mean, what's the big deal, right? The Clintons, there's no way that's like a marriage of love. That's a political marriage. Like, let's team up and build a dynasty.
I think that's a love move.
Now you say dumb shit sometimes, brother.
I say dumb shit. No, I'm saying
there's no way the Clintons are like a real marriage.
I think it's a real marriage, but I think she does accept the fact that Bill be out here cheating at all times. That's his thing. That's the thing she can't stop.
I think they're like the Underwoods. You ever watch House Cards?
No.
Oh, with Kevin Spacey?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think
no, but I'm saying that's an old school marriage. Where you don't break up just because he cheating, and I think it's one of those like, well, I love him, and he just be out here staring at other chicks like I remember it was a clip years ago. I remember when it was like Donald Trump, and it was like, when Hillary was running against Donald Trump, and then it's this clip. It was Bill Clinton staring at Donald Trump's daughter, like the fine one, and he just like looking like trying to Alania Trump, he just keep trying to get her attention, stuff like that. And then like Hillary's just like, heck you look, and he's like Bill, like, he's like, huh? What's going on?
Oh man.
Like, hey, focus. And he just like, what the hell she is? She looks nice. So yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, it was super good.
I feel like she's way more interested in advancing her political career. That like she does not care what he does.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, well, to me, that's not a real marriage. I think it was like, I have to look back at their backgrounds.
Yeah,
it's almost like back when people were getting married to like expand their land. Remember that shit? Like, yeah, I feel like it's like one of those things where she's like, yeah, I mean, I don't really love this guy, but it's good for my career. It's this. So she's like, hey, just like, don't get caught doing that dumb shit.
Yeah. And then he had a scandal.
And then that's where she's probably just like, you dumb ass. Like, really? Really?
Yeah, got to bring it all in.
Like, I'm sorry, Hillary.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Well, I wasn't trying to, I mean, I needed to protect the country, so I couldn't go far. Like,
that's a great excuse.
I was like, what you want me flying to other states? You know, I mean, I wasn't trying.
He's too cheap to fly him to him.
Hey man, I'm busy. I'm working, man. I fly to other places to make stuff better. I'm not flying to other places to sleep.
Because she was like an assistant, right?
Secretary. Like,
she was
okay.
Like, that's funny.
That's funny because that's really like an office thing that happens all the time, and you really saw it play out in the White House too. Because like he's like, but it's like secretary or like an assistant or something like that, right? Yeah. And usually, who does the boss usually sleep with? And he usually helps everything. His secretary, who's there like all the time. So it's kind of and it's like this can go up to levels of the presidency, so which is crazy. You think Trump had like mistresses and stuff like that?
I think so. I think he's another one that like. It kind of like we were talking about LeBron earlier. Like, I think when you get to a certain level of celebrity, because remember, he was a billionaire before he was ever the president. He's just got NDAs. He's got like a big stack of NDAs, and he's like, "You're gonna come over. It's gonna be great." Like, that's what I think it is. And I think whoever he brings into his relationships, he's like, "This is the deal. Yeah, this is what's gonna happen. Like,
this is the deal.
Yeah, and
we're gonna have a good time.
And also look at Melania.
The best time.
Yeah,
the best time.
That move is so great.
The best time. You're going to love it. I'm going to feel amazing. You'll be taken care of. Sign it. Sign it.
Exactly.
Sign it.
No, 100%. And I think you look at like his wife. His wife, she just looks like one of those like, yeah, I like all the money. Like, I'm down.
I mean, that's obvious.
Yeah. That's why it's like the infidelity thing is like, it's not even infidelity. It's just the way their marriage is arranged. He's like, I need a public date to things. Yeah. And then I want to enjoy my life.
They look like, okay, I married you for the money. I'm not in love with you. And the more that you saw them together, the more like, dang, I don't want to be around this guy as much, especially with all this like, first it was cool, but now the presidency, like, I don't love you that much.
At the beginning, when he started running, he started winning. Yeah, and she's like, "Fuck."
Yeah. I think he got sworn. I remember it was little things like he kept trying to hold her hand. She was just like this, like she just kept like
she was so angry.
Don't touch me, like don't She probably had dudes on the side. Definitely.
I'm sure he probably didn't care. It's those people at that level. It's got to be like. Just the way that they look at relationships is so different. Yeah. It's like you're supposed to have a person because, like, even if you're just trying to win the presidency, right? So hard to win if you're not married. Go ahead. I want you to lose your thought.
The show Scandal. Have you seen the show Scandal?
No, I haven't.
Oh, dude. Okay, so the show Scandal was so damn good because it talks about the presidency. It talks about him running. Olivia Pope is her name, who's Nnamdi Asamoah's wife.
I didn't know that.
I don't want to say Carrie Hilson. Something Washington. Kerry Washington. And she's like behind the scenes doing everything, playing the roles of like the person. Like, so like he has a wife and then she says, you're going to get your wife pregnant, right? You're going to get her pregnant. It's going to make you more lovable and really make you like into the president and stuff. Like I have a loving family. We're growing a baby and stuff like that. We're going to take care of our baby. We're going to take care of America just like we're going to take care of our baby and stuff like that. Whole time, Olivia Pope, who's like his like go-to person, they're in love with the president. So they used to sneak off, make out. A Secret Service used to turn away because if I didn't see nothing happened, kind of a thing, right? So I'm just like, that is like a great background and a great view of like how crazy the presidency is. Or like sometimes they got people to like, oh, we're going to wipe away this info. We got to get rid of this kind of a thing. So it's like constantly like that. That's like the great, what if this thing happened in the presidency kind of a stuff. Yeah. So super dope.
Let's say you're stinking rich like that. Are you? And a woman approaches you with this deal. Like, yeah, I'm mostly in this for the money. Like, I'll do what you need publicly to have your public image look good. Yeah. You can have whatever you want on the side. Are you down for that, or would you rather like invest and try to find someone who's like trying to have like an actual
trying to have somebody who can like because I'm like that situation. I'm not for. Need love to be here because I'll leave. Messy divorce, all this, because I wouldn't be happy in the day. Yeah. That seems like the chick who approaches that kind of thing. It's more of a side chick kind of stuff. I'm not gonna marry the side chick. That's why, right. So I'd rather. I was thinking that I was like, except if it's Cardi B, but I'm just like, nah, because like I keep thinking of the chicks who I really have crushes on, and really like celebrity crushes who I have. No, there's gonna be a love that's keeping us together.
Yeah,
might have side chicks stuff like that. I don't love them like I love you, but also at the same time, I would try to be faithful and stuff. Or like I always think like this: if I have a series like all this power, all this kind of stuff, and I keep like having like women like throw themselves at me, I'm gonna start flying my wife everywhere with me. And then just keep doing some stuff, or allow some celebrities. We're gonna do this stuff together. Like we're gonna have all this like love and kind of we're gonna have entangles and all those kind of things. Because I'm just like, if you approach me with that, you can do whatever. I'm the catch. Like I'm like, you approaching me, you trying to give me, you want a lifestyle that I've worked for. Right. Like no, I wanna love somebody with this lifestyle. I don't want to have like, oh yeah, you know, not that kind of contract. Nah, yeah. Because at the end of the day, I'll be like. You're going to see it on my face. I'll be telling all the homies, you know, she's whatever, but, you know, it's a contract. You know, we ain't in love, really. And I'm just, no. Because I'll just constantly, at the end of the day, just be like, I don't love this chick. And then probably just get up and just leave. I have, like, separate. And then eventually I just think I would just it would end quickly. Because I would just constantly be looking for the chick who I really love with. And that's when you eventually find the chick like who you want to be with, and then that's when you divorce the contract situation. Yeah, and then marry that person and be with them for like 25 years or something like that, 30 years, things like that. Like I can't grasp that aspect of contractually kind of doing that stuff unless like I really love the person beforehand and it's like want this lifestyle. But then even still was still like an emptiness to it. I think I'm too realistic at that kind of standpoint. Maybe if I was like. Maybe if that situation came to me like when I was like 60, the love of my life, like we couldn't work out or something like that. She's moved on. She's happily married. And then I'm still out here single. Now I'm like running for like a place of power, like trying to settle down. I have this person who's with me because they're here for the money. I want to have somebody with me, but it like, I can't think of that right now. It would have to be like a later, older situation. It's more like you're my caregiver kind of a thing. Yeah. Versus like, now, no.
I heard that like most of the high-end escorts are frequented. I don't know what the word like the person who like does their most business. Often. Yeah. It's from like billionaires and like big dudes, and it's just because like their lifestyle is so busy to maintain that they don't have time to like go on dates or they don't even want to. So they're just like, I
need you now.
Yeah, I just want this now.
I need you right now.
Yeah, and I thought that was interesting. Where it's like if they're willing to do that, that's what I like take that down and go like, oh yeah, their wife might not be like the real. Like, it might be some chick they get along with really, really well, and they're like, yeah, I have to have a wife for like this thing. Yeah. So it's interesting. Those people always fascinate me because they operate on such different rules than.
And that's why I said that's something I could do. Definitely, I could think of older as an older cat versus like now, like, hey, you want to do this contract? No, what? Yeah, but like versus like I'm 55, 60 or something like that. Like, okay, I've done with a bunch of different stuff, but it doesn't really work out. Now I'm up for this contract thing.
Well, and what's kind of scary, I think about too, is once you have money too, all these girls come out of the woodwork that are like really good seductresses. Yeah. And they'll like make you think like, oh, we're in love. And then, I don't know, because I think that's what also gets those guys paranoid. Yeah. It only takes one of those girls where you're like, oh, she's so good at like making me feel like I was the thing. And then all of a sudden, she's like slowly starts turning her face a little bit. And you're like, yo, what the
That's the biggest scare too. Yeah. Like you fall for somebody who you thought you was in love with. It was the whole time she just wanted a contract situation. Totally. And then now you're just paranoid for everybody because of that. And that's why I said like sometimes you thought like the love of your life, like the love of your life went away. Then it's like these other few like dating these other chicks and stuff like that who you. And I feel like also too if you have all that money, you're skeptical. Like, do they love me or do they love what I come with?
100%.
And I think sometimes, too, like, when I do comedy shows and I, like, have chicks who want to come to comedy shows, I kind of don't want them to. Because I kind of don't want you to fall in love with, like, oh, like, he's...
The fact that you're a performer?
Fact that I'm a performer. Fact that, like, I come with all these, like, like, you come with me, you get, like, free drinks. You might get free food. You come up to the green room. You come, like everybody, like, respects me. Like, everyone's like, so Corde, that was killer, stuff like that. You fall in love with, like, all this ambiance. I want you to fall in love with the one-on-one before you get this, like, behind the scenes. Because I get into shows free. I can go to different shows. I can sit up front, and I come with all the perks. That's the word I was looking for. Yeah. I come with all these perks. Like, I like this. I like this. I gotta like this. You know, like chicks, like, all of a sudden, like, when I make it big, all of a sudden, like, oh, I send you a limo. I send you a car service. We come there you don't go in the front, you go into the back. You got like a special entryway for you, and you go up and you can sit down right here. You got a bottle waiting on you. You got a flower waiting on you, kind of stuff. I was like, I kind of like this kind of stuff right there, and you fall in love with all that kind of stuff. And then now, you know, we get married. I really have this like loving relationship, and then when that stuff starts to go away, like, well, what happened to what happened to the thought? Why don't we doing this as much? Why don't we doing it? Versus like if you was there with me beforehand when we didn't have that, and then we kind of over time things started to grow, and things started to get better and stuff like that. And now we're both accustomed to this lifestyle. That's something you want, because you remember the old days. So, hey, remember we used to drive like hand in hand to the show, and then it was just like us on the trip, and like we'd be like stuck in traffic, and we just like be talking. Sometimes we weren't talking. We'd be like, how you think your set's gonna go? We're going to stuff like that. Versus now, I'm selling out the Chase Center, and you there, like, oh my God, they loved you, and then you just like, and you think you know the road it took you to get here, but they don't.
Right.
So that's like a totally different thing.
Well, that's what's so funny too, because I'm sure in those moments where you start fighting, like that's where they come out and they're like, "Oh, what? You're just doing little skits up there? What's the big deal?"
Oh yeah, exactly. Like, girl, do you know what it took me to get here? Like, what? Are you saying skits?
Oh, you go up there and talk for an hour. I talk to my girls all the time.
I talk to my friends all the time, and they're much better than what you were talking about up there. Like, I don't understand why everybody just like thinks you're so funny. Like, me and my girlfriends, we're so funny.
Kelly's so funny.
Like, you know what?
Kelly could do what you do.
Exactly. Kelly is way funnier.
Oh my God, Kelly was saying the other day, oh my God, she was at Nordstrom, right?
What did she say?
You're like,
what did she say?
And that's where you pull out your golden Glock and you go, today might be the day.
That's when you like get out the car and you send them to wherever they're going because this is over. All right? Because you don't even know the blood, sweat, the lack of sleep, the driving to shows that didn't get paid a lot, the constantly working on jokes, having your jokes stolen, the opportunities that other people got that you felt like you should have had, and then you finally get the opportunities and you still feel like every opportunity not good enough, but then the whole time people are telling you like, no, dude, you've came a long way, and you come along and you try to attach yourself to me and you going along with the ride, but you're not contributing, you're just taking, and then you come up here after you just sell out 2 shows at Chase Center, you got 2 more sold out shows at Chase Center, and then you about to go to Vegas the next week, and then she gonna say, I think Kelly is funnier than you. Like, bitch, what?
Right. Oh yeah. Yeah. That's the beauty of success though.
Yeah.
Beauty
of success.
Nobody understands.
Exactly. And then that's when you gotta pay them back. You be like, oh, you think Kelly is funnier than me? You're not even all that. It's like, what you talking about? I am fine. You know how many dudes will want to be with me? Like, okay, so your lips, that's it. Those are that's an injection. Your breasts, those are augmentations.
Oh, dear.
Your ass, I know that's a BBL. You got a little fat transfer and stuff like that. So you gonna
strip you back down to factory settings.
Let's get you back down to factory settings, right? Let's get you back down to factory settings, okay? Like, you don't be coming at me. Like, I'm not funny. You not even real, okay? Because I get your surgeon to come up in here and we start putting out a whole blueprint of the enhancements you got through. You just think, I saw your old 10 years ago Facebook pictures, all right? I saw those, and I share them every time they come up because I know the real you, and I know the augmentations you got, okay? Shout out to your doctor. Shout out to Dr. Miami, okay? Because he the real one out there. That's the sexy one.
I always send him something on our anniversary.
Exactly, all right? I sent him a $5,000. You always wonder, you thought I was tricking, you thought I was cheating on you because you saw $500,000 leave the account. I didn't send that to no woman. I sent that to your doctor, all right? Because remember that time you wanted to go to Colorado, you wanted to go skiing, and you fell down and you hit your nose, but we had to be somewhere in 2 weeks, and then and then everybody was thinking, did you do this to me? Like, no, that's why I recorded it to let them know, damn, babe, you fell down and hit your nose. I told you we shouldn't go skiing, and then you had to have emergency surgery that night, so I had to fly you out, private jet, so you get your nose fixed and stuff, and then you sat up there for a week because we had awards to go to in about 2 weeks, and they said the healing will go down. Yes, I remember that. Crazy lifestyle, man. Crazy lifestyle. Hell yeah.
It's so oddly specific. I love that.
Yeah. It is oddly specific. I couldn't think of nothing like, I don't know why that just came to me.
That came from your ancestors.
Yeah. Maybe that came from future me. I don't know.
That was handed down.
Yeah, exactly. What is it? Maybe I'm a multiverse. Maybe I'm a
variant.
A variant. Maybe I'm a past variant.
Dude,
who's tapped into like a future variance lifestyle. Hell yeah.
How trippy would that be? You wake up and you realize throughout the day that you're in like a different version of your life.
Mm-hmm.
Like I wake up, right? Me, and I have like a different girlfriend and I live in a different place. And I'm like, what the but like everything, all this evidence shows that that's what it is. And I'm like, whoa, found out like I body swapped some universes.
So there was a show like that on, I think, NBC that I think lasted only 2 seasons, right? And it was super dope because he would always go and drop into other people. It was like other people's lives or something, or he would have to fix something.
This isn't Butterfly Effect, is it?
No, it's not Butterfly Effect. It's so I want to say they kind of took that concept and like put it in the TV.
Okay.
I think it was like a cop or something like that, or I forget what it specifically was called. But I remember, I think because he kept going, it's like time travel or something. Well, it wasn't time traveler's wife, but it was like a time traveler of some kind. And he went to another version of himself where he didn't have a son. He had a daughter. And his wife is like telling him, he's like, we got to go back and fix this. She's like, fix what? Like, I love our daughter. But she had been with their daughter for 4 years. But in his current life, he doesn't have a daughter. He has a son. So he's missing the son. And the wife was telling him, like, don't go back and fix the fact because I love this little girl. And he was like, I don't know her. Like, I never was with her.
Right. That's interesting, too.
So then also the mom, it's like a wholly different aspect. Oh, because he said, oh, yeah, remember we had that one time we was kind of drunk and whatever. We left the party and then we had sex. We was making out the whole time and then we had sex that night and we conceived our son that night and then that's how we ended up having a son. And she was like, no, that's not what happened. We on the car ride back, we was both drunk, yes, but then when we came home, I think you fell asleep in the limo and then we just came home and crashed. We didn't have sex that night, and because they didn't have sex that night, they didn't conceive their son that night. Something else happened where they conceived a daughter who, well, I think she was, because I think their son was 5 and their daughter was 3.
Okay, got it.
So then that was like, that little trip up, like sent like a wholly different thing. So then she was like, so then towards the end of the show, or the episode, he starting to play with her, starting to interact with her because he's like, I'm not going to get attached to this, like this thing that I know that it's not real. So it was interesting.
That is so crazy.
Yeah. Dope show. That's why I got mad. I got canceled after two seasons.
Yeah. All these fathers of daughters were like, dude, that's fucked. My daughter was great. Stop. It's okay that I didn't have a son.
Yeah. Because you don't want kids, and no, you're 19, so I don't even want you thinking about kids. 21. My bad. Sorry. My bad. 21. My bad.
The way he jumped up, folks.
No, it was like, I am 21. I know. My bad, dude, because you can finally go to bars and stuff like that and go do more open mics. How does that feel, turning 21? I didn't get to say happy birthday. Happy birthday, Noah. I wanted to say, if I would have remembered that, I would have said it on the podcast. You're now a week over the age of 21. How does it feel being able to buy a drink and then also go to bars?
I don't know. It feels kind of the same. People just expect me to like buy it.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. It feels like high school, to be honest.
Okay. Explain.
Yeah, elaborate.
Because like I drank a lot in high school, and now I'm just expected to like drink a lot again. I feel like so.
Nah.
But I don't really want
2 shots before this thing even started.
Hell yeah, man. And
Stupid.
yeah, no, like I can just do more comedy now, and it feels nice.
Was there any shows that you wanted to do or go to or mics that just like, man, I would go to that if I could? Like, is there any one like, okay, now I can go to this open mic?
All the Livermore ones, so Our Place, Good Times.
Okay.
And then all the stuff in SF, because all those mics I feel like are bars and stuff.
Most of them are definitely bars, especially. Yeah. So I remember Tim Young. Shout out to Tim Young. He used to he started comedy at like 18, so he would come to mics and he would hang out. And then most people see you in bars. He would come in, so you can't come inside. So then sometimes they would let him sign up, and he would do, especially at the Ivy Room, they would let him do comedy through the window, and he would do like a 5-minute set. And then they were like, oh, this dude is heck of funny. And I thought it was like hella of a dedication to where he's doing stuff at 18. So by the time he's 21, his insight will get better and all those kind of things. And then when he finally be able to do these open mics, he'll be like a lot better comedian than that.
That's what's exciting for him. I mean, he's 21. I'm 31. So by the time he's my age, he'll be doing it for almost 11 years now.
Yeah.
So that's really cool to think about.
If his UFC career didn't take off, maybe you're the next Joe Rogan. Hey, are you a variant of Joe Rogan?
Variant? Well, I'm Mexican, so that wouldn't work out.
Maybe in that timeline, his dad's Mexican or something like that. That's why Noah, Joe. No, I'm like, that was dumb.
Joa.
That's what I was thinking. I was about to say that.
But on the podcast though, or on Joe, you saw his special, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to talk about that?
Yeah. Let's talk about that.
Y'all talk about it, yeah, because y'all.
We'll take the hit first.
Yeah.
Joe Rogan is one of the best in the world journalists of all time. I think as far as reach, relatability, nobody can beat him at that.
Okay.
After that, he is a very, very, very good TV show host. Okay. He was great, really good in Fear Factor.
Yeah.
And then, dare I say, after that, probably the most prominent, most famous fight commentator.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I'll say.
And then I think it's really cool that all that stuff has allowed him to pursue his hobby of stand-up comedy to the highest level.
Damn, Jared. Oh, my God. Yeah, no, I didn't watch the whole thing. I'm not gonna be honest. Like, I got through like 8 minutes of it. Sometimes I can't watch specials, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. Yeah, because like for me, it was kind of like I'm listening. Also, I like, you know how you watch a special and everything else you're like focusing on, and I'm like, oh, so why did he record a special in San Antonio and not Houston, where his club is? And I'm like, oh, also this is live. Why did he do live? Like, why is these live things keep happening?
It's keeping Netflix afloat, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so. And I was just like, oh, it's gonna be.
Which is
live?
funny because now it's TV. The whole point about Netflix, you're supposed to be able to watch it whenever you wanted, but like if it's live, it's back to the TV rules, which is like I got to be there at this time.
And then also Netflix is trying to. I feel like Netflix is trying to buy sports of some kind, so they can start broadcasting live stuff. Like tune in to Netflix, and then like you can see like the NFL.
That was NBA. Hulu's thing for a while too. Hulu has live. Sports.
Hulu has live sports, which is fucking, and that's why Amazon jumped in it. And that's why they got Thursday night, because Amazon can like bid and stuff like that. And it's so weird to watch Thursday night football on Amazon because it's like, what's the game? You like flip through channels. You're like, oh, Comcast. Amazon Prime, and then it pops up like boop, boop, and then you like sign in, and it's just like, do you want to see before the game started, or you want to see live? And I'm just like, why would I want to see before go to live? And then all of a sudden you probably like, oh, okay, cool. And I'm just like, this is cool.
Yeah,
this is cool. It's different, but it's cool. So yeah, and then I'm going to Amazon Prime to watch a trash Thursday night football game, which is so funny.
I did end up watching the full special. I had actually watched 45 minutes of it live when I was in Austin. Okay. Because he was obviously the same set he was working on. So by the 15 minutes in, I feel like from minute 15 to minute 60, I was like, oh, I literally watched this like 3 weeks ago.
Okay.
But what I thought was interesting, I comparing it to the Cat Williams special, just as far as audience reception. I don't think anybody would argue, even Joe himself would argue that Cat's the better comedian, but Joe had the better live recorded special as far as how much the audience was fucking with him. Yeah. He probably did, I'm just spitballing here stats wise. Let's say he did 50 jokes, 48 of them got the reception that you'd want to have on a live special. Yeah. So it's like you walk away from that, and that's a weird thing about stand up, right? Like we know guys that like, you're like, oh, I don't particularly like what they're doing, but my God, people love it. Yeah. And you have to go like, I guess that's good too.
Yeah.
And it's hard to tell when he's that famous. Yeah. It's like, is he just being glazed on by all of his people?
So that's what I was when I first started watching it, and he came out like, and they always talk about Chappelle and people like that, and they say like sometimes they don't like to go to certain places to do shows because it's oh my God, it's Joe Rogan, oh my God, it's Dave Chappelle, so they have to go to an isolated place where they're not as popular, people don't know them as much, and let me try out this material to make it good. And for like the first like 4 or 5 minutes, I just kept noticing. I was like, these are huge Joe Rogan fans,
love him.
And they just love him, like, period. And then I'm like, is this really the reception that he wanted to where you're like, are these jokes actually good, kind of a thing? Like, versus like, should I like kept working on them? Should I kept like maybe should have like took another month and a half and maybe go somewhere else and really fine tune the kind of stuff? But the reception of it, like how you said, his fans and his stuff, like they was just it's the exact reaction you want from a crowd like that, to where you keep hearing them laughing, they keep cheering you on, and they're held on for every word. So for that standpoint, the special is amazing. Versus with Cat Williams, they
wanted him to go out there and talk more shit about Hollywood, and he just wanted to do his set.
Exactly.
And so people were kind of like
commenting and stuff like that. It was like, it's a live show, sir. What are you doing? Like,
yeah. It was funny. I watched it with my girlfriend, and she was chuckling a lot more than she did at the live show.
Okay, really?
Which I thought was really interesting. Like she was really like geeking out to a lot of it. And I was like, oh, maybe this is appealing to more people than I think.
So that's what my next question was. Like, you saw the 45 minutes of it in Austin. How long ago was that? When did you go to Austin?
Early March.
So,
and we're in August now.
August. So did you notice, like, was anything like more fine tuned? Like, I remember that, he tweaked this, or kind of like, okay, I remember this part. Okay, he switched this up a little bit. Or, like, this is better now.
Maybe. I don't think I was paying attention too much either way.
Okay.
It was the thing. I remember Ron White had just gone up.
Okay.
And I was like still mesmerized at how good Ron White was.
Yeah.
That like when Tony Hinchcliffe went up after him, I kind of heard Tony's set. Tony roasted my girlfriend and I during his set because we were front row. Yeah. Had he not done that, I might not have even noticed Tony's set. So I was like, and then the first thing when Rogan came on, I was just like, wow, he really is short. That was the first thing. And I'm the same size as him. So I was just watching going like, wow, that's tiny. Like that's what I look like up there.
That's me.
Yeah. I was like, wow, that's me. Crazy.
Yeah, so, I look like that when I'm bald. I'm gonna get 2 sleeve tattoos. Cool.
Oh, I'm gonna have to. Yeah.
I'm gonna go work for UFC. I'm gonna have a great hit.
Oh, dude, I'm gonna go work security at the mothership. I think that'd be hilarious in like my 50s, and then just like try to get do the crew shows on Sundays and shit just for fun.
Okay.
Because hopefully I'll have made my money by then. It won't matter. But
you retire and it's like, I'm going to do whatever.
Exactly.
Oh,
I'm just the old door guy.
Yeah. Yeah. I was just like, why would you do that, Jared? But I'm like, oh, retired. Like, I think I'm going to start my second career full time now.
Yeah.
I made enough money. Like, we moved to Austin. We got a house in California and in Austin. Like, babe, I think I'm going to take this comedy thing serious.
Yeah, exactly. But like pseudo serious, where it's like, that'd be cool to be like a local comic that everyone knows. And it's just like, oh, like, what's that? I could always just be like, back in the day, because no one can verify shit.
Oh, man, back in the day, dude, I was a beast, man.
Gotta watch out.
Watch out. I should have never stopped. But, Kaiser,
I know.
Pays a lot.
I pull all my punches these days, guys.
Yeah. Pull them all.
I pull all my punches. I'm like Spider-Man. You have no idea my full strength.
You don't know my full strength. That's what I hear, too. Like, Marvel stuff, I hear, like, Spider-Man can, like...
Oh, he's one of the strongest characters in the...
And he always pulls his punches back. And I remember somebody... Because I always watch like little shorts on YouTube, which is like always dope. And it was like when it was in Infinity War when they threw that big thing that had like knocked Iron Man and like had him flying and stuff like that. And then he threw it again and the Spider-Man caught it. Mr. Stark, is this guy messing with you?
Yeah.
And he was like, well, he caught that? Like, and it's just like so underrated,
Yeah, he's only supposed to be weaker than like the Hulk.
That's what I was thinking.
Like, and even then, like he can clock the Hulk if he gets him right.
Yeah.
It's really weird how that works out for the lore because especially in Marvel, they hid a lot of it. There's that one scene where he grabs Winter Soldier's hand.
Yeah. It's like, you got a metal arm and he's just bending it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so, because I think you cover it up with jokes like, hey, this dude is hecka strong. I kind of went, I don't think there's an old Spider-Man comic at all. It probably is maybe somewhere out there. But imagine there's
one where I think Mary Jane dies or someone, I think Aunt May gets killed by somebody and he goes berserk and he literally tears the Sinister Six apart.
Okay.
He goes after each of them and it's like no contest. He like runs up to the Vulture, just punches through the Vulture and is like, everyone's like, whoa, like, yo, who this? This ain't Spider-Man. And he's like, nah, man, this has been me the whole time.
Yeah. That's what I would want to see. Like, Deadpool and Wolverine just coming out. You would want to see like I'm tired of pulling my punches. Like, here's the real me, kind of a Spider-Man. But then you have to make him like super jacked. Imagine like Tobey Maguire gets like Chris Evans or Thor jacked, and then all of a sudden it's like, who's this?
Yeah,
this me. And he got like a beard. I'm him. And it's like you age him up. Like, I thought you was like, didn't you just graduate high school? That was 20 years ago. What? And then boom, like this kind of a
old grizzled Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Well, Deadpool's another one too who's supposed to actually have super strength, and they don't.
Does he?
Yeah, he originally did, and they stopped giving it to him because then it just made no sense.
Yeah,
he's
healing
like
factor. Yeah,
but you got to remember, he's always going sparring like with Wolverine, who is super strong.
Yeah.
So if he was a normal guy, Yeah, there's something to that. It has something to do with the fact that he has like cancer strength, basically, because he's like a walking regenerating tumor.
Exactly. It's like everything's regenerating, and then it's like also it wouldn't make sense. Like, wait, why are you super strong? You have guns and 2 swords. What's
and that's the whole thing is he gets so bored of killing people, like struggling.
Yeah,
that is why he still has the swords.
Yeah,
because if he needs to, he could chop someone in half with the fucking adamantium swords.
I'm gonna play with you for a little bit, and then I'm gonna go pull out my sword. Yeah.
Yeah, because he kills everyone in the Marvel universe in one of the comic books too. The same thing. He gets really sad. Something he understands about the multiverse, and he realizes kind of like I think about it, very similar to the movie. He realizes that his universe is fucked.
Yeah,
he gets really nihilistic, and he's like, if they're all gonna die anyway, like fuck it, I'm gonna kill everybody. And he does. He like kills all the Avengers, and pretty easily too. It's like one of those things. It's like a revenge fantasy.
Yeah.
And they're just like at the end, he's just sitting on Thanos' throne. With everybody's heads just like laid out on the thing, and he's just like, yeah. That was cool.
Yeah. Who do you think he would have the hardest time with? Deadpool.
Probably Spider-Man.
Really?
Yeah, because everyone forgets. Like another thing that's nerfed is Spider-Man's almost supposed to be damn near clairvoyant.
Clairvoyant, you gotta.
Because of his spider sense, he can see things before they happen.
Yeah. Okay.
So like, yeah, they've for all the movies they've had to really like that one scene they do in the Tobey Maguire one.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be able to do that the whole time. Everything's in slow-mo for him.
Oh, like when
Flash was gonna punch him.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah.
And he sees the fly.
Yeah. He's like, whew. I thought you was gonna say the time where he was talking to Mary Jane Watson, and
he sees the car.
And he sees the car, and all of a sudden he like grabs her, and he's just like, that's a dope scene.
Same thing though, like that happening all the time for him, and so you have that paired with the fact that he's one of the strongest people.
Do you know in Infinity War they added the when Spider-Man was in the on the bus, and then he his they gave the spider sense thing because his hair stood up on his like arms, and he was just like, and he was like, and then like he was like Ned because everybody was like, he doesn't even have spider sense, so they added that little portion of it to show it, but it's not the big like things flash kind of a thing. That
they fucked with it because remember they called it the Peter Tingle.
Yeah,
that's what Aunt May called it. But Aunt May was able to throw like a banana in his face or something.
Yeah,
and it was like and he was like, what?
Yeah.
And so it's like, well, that underpins the whole thing.
Did you see this coming? You see, it's like I have a spider sense. It's like,
and I love it when people have to, like you said on TikTok, they do the retconning of like, why did that happen? It's like, well, he doesn't see Aunt May as a threat, therefore it doesn't work for him. It's like.
Yeah, banana coming in versus like a banana thrown by Aunt May versus a Flash Thompson punch.
Yeah,
kind of different.
But still, you still like notice that
it's like, or for example, when Doctor Strange, so in the third Spider-Man, No Way Home, when Doctor Strange goes to and hits his soul out of his body.
Yeah, and he was like,
sorry I had to do this, and he tried to take the box from him, and he's like, shoot. He's like, what the hell is this? And then Peter has time to swim back to his body. Sorry, Doctor Strange, and just kind of. Yeah.
It's fun watching that stuff in movies versus like the lore. Like, are you familiar with Star Wars at all? Do you ever watch Star Wars? Okay. So the lightsaber duels, apparently, we can watch them in the show because we're supposed to watch them.
Yeah.
But if you're watching it in real time, it just looks like flashes of light.
Yeah.
Because Jedi are supposed to be like crazy fast.
Yeah.
So like in that early, remember in the very beginning of episode 1 when Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan are dodging the lasers and then they like speed run, they speed fly away. Like the lightsaber duels are happening at that speed. For like normal people.
Okay.
So when you watched like on Mustafar, it just looks like beams of light just.
So you mean to tell me the Jedis are as fast as the Saiyans in Dragon Ball Z when it just comes to and it's like
exactly. That's it.
That would be sick to see.
Yeah. So when we're watching it in the movies, they're saying lore wise, we're watching it like slowed down.
Yeah.
Because you couldn't, if you were actually a non-force sensitive person in that room. They're moving at light speed.
I guess so we're all Jedi as we watch.
Basically.
Dang.
Which also makes the Clone Wars really crazy because then it's just like you should just watch like just people just getting mowed down.
Also, the Clone Wars sucked. I'm not gonna lie, especially how they ended it right as the Clone Wars was about to start. I was like, what the hell was this? I remember I was in the 7th grade. And everybody was talking about the Clone Wars. I'm like, yo, the Clone Wars is coming out. Clone Wars is coming out. Yada, 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 yada. Like we had teachers calling out to go see it.
Wow.
Yeah, it was big. They was like, oh, well, we have 5 teachers missing today. They just got sick the same day that Star Wars came out. Crazy, you know. And then all the teachers came back Monday. Yeah, that movie was good. So where'd you see it? Saturday? I was sick Friday, so I didn't see it on Friday. I saw it on Saturday. Twice. But it was super good. But my homies was like, man, that movie sucked. It's like, it ended when the thing was about to start. And I was like, they ended it at the war? That's why Clone Wars 2 is so trash. Because it's like, we're about to gear up. We about to like, oh, here it goes. Like, imagine if Infinity War ended, or imagine if Endgame ended right as Thanos, like, they bring out the people, you bring out the people. It's like, ah! And that whole fight scene, psh, next movie.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It was, Clone Wars was, well, first of all, it's the worst version of Anakin Skywalker throughout the whole thing.
Yeah.
Not long-haired yet, just very moody and like, no one respects my powers. And then like old man Dooku just like beats the shit out of him effortlessly. He's like, go home, boy.
Yeah, go home, boy. I do remember that. He's like, go home. It was like,
cuts his arm off and then like, no, I know. And then and Jango Fett dies in like the most unceremonious way ever. Samuel L. Jackson just tears him up.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that? Just chops his head off.
Chop,
and, like,
chop. Yeah.
And he's like such a beloved character. Like, you got to give him some more. And canonically, he's killed a Sith Lord at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Jango Fett has killed Ventress.
Yeah.
So it's like, dude, come on. Like,
you
can't shit on a character like that. Which, again, you think about the speed at which Jedi are supposed to be able to move.
Yeah.
You're like, dude, what is this Jango Fett guy made out of?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, he's doing that shit with jetpacks and blasters and
like, man.
that was one of the best Star Wars video games.
Really?
Bounty Hunter.
I haven't
on
played
on PlayStation 2. It's the whole story of how Jango Fett becomes the guy that they clone.
Okay.
So it's the series of jobs he takes up until, and that's the thing. Dooku puts out a hit on Ventress, and he says, "I'll give 1,000,000 credits to whichever bounty hunter can kill her." And obviously she's like the final boss, and goddamn, like, because she could block all your fucking shots.
Damn.
So you have to like. Yeah, I realized I had to use the jetpack and you shoot the missile, so she'll like try to redirect the missile, and that's when you shoot her. Yeah. So she can't.
It's like zoom. I hate like it takes forever when you figure that out because you just like shooting like why can I kill her? And you like hold up.
Well, and she hits him right back at you, so you just end up shooting yourself.
Yeah.
You're like, whoa, this is lame.
She's like, boom, boom, but like you gotta blow it up, and it's like all about timing. Yeah, it's super funny. I hate players. I hate playing somebody like that because the first time you play, you just like confused, and the third time you're like, wait, let me see, kind of a thing. I'm like, oh, I see how to do it. I'm like, okay, and it's like just throwing. Funny, it's like heck of DB represents. Like you just like shoot like, and they like shoot like come at them, and they like send it right back, and then you come behind it with like a Kamehameha. Like hell yeah, that is dope as hell. Also, man, the new Star Wars sucks, man. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
the movies, they got it all wrong. They should have never had 3 different directors. Rian Johnson, man, you make a great what is it? The Glass Onion. What's the one? The murder mystery kind of a show. But
oh yeah, with the dude who played James Bond. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. But that Last Jedi thing was trash. I was super mad, and I'm because Luke wasn't there as he was fighting Kylo Ren. It was like a hologram of him. I'm like,
yeah, it was whack.
What decision is this?
I hated Luke's characterization throughout the whole movie.
Mark Hamill hated his characterization in that whole thing. Yeah. He was like, this isn't how Luke would be. I was like, yeah, he wouldn't be afraid and would not train somebody. That makes no sense. And then to keep like, no, you can't. And then also it was like a tease that Rey was going to go evil and she didn't. Like they was like, she went down there and then nothing happened. And I was like, really, dude? Like you should have, that would have been a dope character arc. Kylo was supposed to be like the evil one. And then all of a sudden the evil one goes bad. And now we need Kylo to, I can write this. Like,
yeah, I think Kylo Ren could have been an awesome character, like Kylo back to Ben Solo or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't think he can kill Han at the beginning though. I don't know if you can have that arc and him still kill him in the first movie.
Yeah, we got to come like the second one.
Yeah, like he has to fail because I think he needs to fail trying to kill his dad because then it's like he'll look at it as a failure in the moment, which drives him to do some crazy shit.
Gotta
in the
go more
second
evil.
one,
Gotta go more evil. Yeah,
but still can't kill his dad. He'll kill like other people, but can't kill his dad.
And then he kills Snoke in the second one. Now we have no real big bad villain in the third. So it's just like you killed him in the second, like just move it. I was like. And everybody talks about this in the second one. It was like, what about the lightsaber scene when they're fighting off the red people? I'm like, yeah, that was dope. But he killed Snoke, so...
Okay, yeah, and cool fight sequences do not make up for bad story.
Exactly.
That part is great.
Yeah.
I'll give you that.
Yeah.
If I watch that in isolation,
exactly.
Very fun.
Very great. Very great. And this is why why I'm not a big fan of Ben Affleck's Batman and Batman vs Superman and in the Snyder-verse, right? Because everybody holds onto the warehouse scene in Batman vs Superman,
which was a dream.
Yeah, like which is amazing, which is dope. But other than that, nothing makes sense. Because I'm mad and I still won't let it go because Batman vs. Superman got pushed back a whole year. Then he moved it up. So they got an extra like 13 months or 15 months to be right. That's why there's like so much stuff, so much explosion and stuff like that. And it was kind of like everywhere because they added an extra year to work on the script and the movie was still terrible. Yeah. And I'm like, this shouldn't have been the second movie in this. It shouldn't have been Man of Steel, Batman vs. Superman. And then every other movie just kept coming out later, which didn't make sense because if that was the case, then oh, well, this is why this makes sense. This is why I'm like, no, this still doesn't make sense. Like Superman and Man of Steel, everybody complains that Superman didn't save nobody or he saved like 1-2 people out of killing tons of people, like falling through all these kind of like buildings, stuff like that, right?
Yeah, that was a great sequence.
Right? And I'm like, I thought it was dope. And also I thought it was like, it's the first time Superman meets somebody on his same strength. I'm like, I would have considered it like Superman's first day on the job, kind of a sync. Like he just keeps making mistakes, like, and then over time overcorrecting stuff. And then for me, like you have all these people dying, you have all these like buildings being destroyed, right? Batman comes in, like the scene of when you first meet Batman, he comes and he like sees people like dying and stuff. Like you see Wayne Enterprises like destroyed, right? That should have been later into the movie, and it would explain that reason why he never really trusted Superman. Mm-hmm. It was like all this different stuff happening, and then you see that he sees it happening live, and then he puts on the back cape because he's like, I don't know, man, I don't trust this guy. He's not human. He's not from here. We're from Earth. Don't trust him, yada, yada. And then that thing happens, and then he's on the phone with somebody who he loves, and as the Wayne Enterprise building goes down. All right, I got to suit up. I got to kick this dude's ass. That's way more like motivation to stop Superman. Versus you see that the first 10 minutes of the film, and then throughout it, it just keeps...
They don't know what they wanted to do with Batman in that one. Yeah, because like his first intro shows him really freaky. Remember, he like branded that guy with the bat thing. Yeah. And then like again, like one of the coolest things they allude to is the Easter egg in the Bat Cave where it shows Robin's suit with the graffiti on it. Like,
never talk about it.
No, but it's also you go through the continuity of giving Jared Leto's Joker the same scars that were on the suit. So you're like, okay, is that Jason Todd? Yeah. Is this a Jason Todd Joker? Yeah. We don't bring it up. We don't talk about it. It's just only an Easter egg for the people who like pay attention.
Who knows it?
No, just confirm it for us. Be like, this is also why Batman's so jaded. Yeah. His prize student became the new Joker. And then it's like...
Or just got killed.
Or, well, yeah, but they really specifically show the fish hooks in the shoulders, in the outfit, in the Batcave, and then he has the same scars. So it's heavily implied that it's the same character.
Oh, that's what, like, I heard it was the Killing Joke. This is, like, right after, like, it's the, because, you know, Jason Todd, like, really recently becomes reborn, comes back as the Red Hood, and I felt like they was kind of alluding to that. And people said, oh, Jason Todd is the Joker. But it was more of no, Jason Todd just got killed by the Joker. But,
if that's true, why go through putting the stage makeup and have the shirtless scenes of Jared Leto so you can see those fishhook scars in his shoulders?
So the story that what I was reading was that this Batman's been doing it 20 years, so he has a ton of scars. That's why he has why Jared Leto has the grill, because you know like how every time like Batman captures the Joker, he punches out his teeth. So he has the grill because he's been punching out his teeth. That's why over like the years. So he has he has like silver teeth because all the different times that he always has punched out his teeth, like especially in the animated series. So that's why he has the grill. Also, he's becoming more of a mob boss because he's been running Gotham for so long. That's why.
Oh, I always heard that it was the original Joker. The first Joker is no longer in the universe. They don't know who that person was going to be. But by the time, because I think this lines up with the comics too, the whole reason why Jason Todd gets brainwashed to be the Joker is because Joker already knows he's dying. I understood Jared Leto's Joker to be the original Robin whose outfit is in the Thing, which is why Bruce has it in the Batcave to remind himself like this new Joker is my fault. It's my problem and I need to take care of him. Which is also why he sucks. Why he's annoying because he's not the original. He's this imposter-esque.
So this is their version of that one. That's why also in the Snyder cut, the Justice League version of that, at the very end when they're doing the Elseworld thing again, he's like, oh, just you're gonna save them just like how you saved Robin that I killed him. We finally acknowledged that Joker kills Robin, his bat suit and stuff like that. But then that was always kind of like a rumor kind of a thing.
It was. Then again, bad to even put people on a red herring if that's not what you're trying to do. You heavily implied it for those who wanted to pay attention, and then to shit, just like Star Wars did, shit on your parade, going like, Rey, you have this purpose. And it's like, no, you don't. Actually, you don't. Actually, you're nobody. Just kidding. You're Palpatine's daughter. We don't know what we're doing. We know we're having fun.
Don't at all. Don't at all.
Guys, Star Wars is for fun.
And I was just like,
it's not that deep.
It made no sense. Like, you're nobody. You didn't come from nothing and stuff like that. And then, no, you are somebody.
I know. I thought she was going to become a rapper.
Parappa the rapper.
From Jakku.
From Jakku. Oh, yeah. It was just dumb. Because also, I'm like, who are you? Like, and then the whole, the reason why, like, he was like, I was going to kill him because he was becoming evil, stuff like that. But then I saw, like, I can't kill him, stuff like that. But then he wakes up and he's like, he was going to kill me. And I was like, that's not actually what happened. And I'm just like, oh my God, like, what is going on right now? then Finn is falling in love with Rey the whole first movie and stuff
Finn
like that.
Got screwed.
And then he's like looking for stuff like that. Then some Asian chick falls in love with him and kisses. I'm like, what is this? What is going on right now?
Oh, yeah.
Then also there was like a rumor that Finn and Poe were gay, and then that's why it wasn't an interest, stuff like that. That's why in the third one, they find Poe has this relationship with this old flyer and stuff like that to squash the gay rumors that was out there. It was like all fan. I was like, dude, Palpatine?
I'd sooner believe that Poe fucks his ship before he fucks a man.
Exactly.
He's so in love with his X-Wing.
Made no sense. Made no sense. Like, oh, that's the rumor. But then I was just like, Rian Johnson, why did you have this chick fall from and kiss? That made no sense at all. The whole time he's talking about, where's Rey? Where's Rey? I need to find Rey. He wakes up asking, where's Rey? What are we doing? Also, do you think at the end of the Rise of Skywalker, do you think Finn had the Force? That's what he wanted to tell Rey, or he wanted to tell Rey that he was in love with her?
God, who knows? I guess I would have thought it was he loves her, but then again, they keep screwing with it. That you're like, maybe he wants to tell her he's Force sensitive, but then also like, why? What would it matter? I guess because the little kid with the broom is also Force sensitive at the end.
Exactly.
So who isn't anymore? This is Star Wars, equal opportunity Force powers.
It made no sense why they want to
get them when you have puberty after you jerk off for the first time.
Yeah, that's what's funny. It was this Froome, and it was like, oh, that means that the Force can be anywhere. But I was just like, yeah, but it was like because they did find like Luke on a random planet, and I was like, yeah, but that's actually Anakin's seed, stuff like that. We later find out. So now all of a sudden,
which is funny because that also is weird because they never explicitly state that Jedi powers are like hereditary.
Yeah, man.
It's like implied, but like no one ever sits there and says like
so problematic.
It just makes it like because it's like, oh, some people just have it. And then other people like
don't.
Okay, but all the Skywalkers have it. So you can.
It's a gene.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe Darth Vader was out here and he was owing some money to some people and he screwed somebody and left her there and then that's why that kid is there because he had an illegitimate kid, while he was in the mask.
There's a dark secret movie after
like y'all didn't know Darth Vader was out here getting it on? Y'all didn't know?
Tearing it up.
Why do you think he just kept visiting all parts of the galaxy looking for Luke.
I couldn't find Luke, but I found a bunch of women who turned out to not be his mother.
Exactly. Well, his love died, so he had to find love in other places.
Exactly.
Heck yeah. Where we at?
This is about to be an hour. So
okay, so hell yeah, that was dope. We started talking about heck of different stuff, but yeah, Palpatine thing was so dumb. Also, oh my God, when Rey kissed Ben Solo, now Ben Solo, what's his name?
Yeah, Kylo.
I was like, are we serious right now? Like, I was like, hell no. And then also he died, and you know how he fades away. That means you get a Jedi sent off. They recognize you as a Jedi. I was like, this man killed hella people. No, that's
the best. That's the best.
I was so pissed.
Same thing with even Darth Vader being seen, or like Anakin being seen at the end of the original trilogy. Yeah. It's like, bro, he's still a galactic warlord.
Yeah.
I don't care if in his last moments he's like, I found my son, I'm happy now.
Yeah.
Like, you still murdered so many people.
That was conflicted at the same point too. But it definitely was like a, because I watched that and I was like, oh dang, he found his son, stuff like that. But then I was just like, wait, didn't we just do this whole
He literally
chase?
Cut his own kid's hand off.
That's
to
what
teach
I
him a lesson
get.
too.
That's what I get. I love my son. He's like, cut his hand off. I'm just like, no, Luke, I am your father. No! And a kind of a thing. I love you now. Also, never got a green saber the whole 3 movies and the new ones. They kept bringing out the blue one. I hate the blue one. I always felt like the green one is like the next level. If we doing,
okay. So in the lore, blue and green denote whether you're basically like a Jedi foot soldier.
Yeah.
Blue is Jedi foot soldier.
Yeah.
Green is more like you're a diplomat person. Luke does get it at the end of the other one, right?
Yeah.
He gets it in
Return of the Jedi,
which is there, like he's operating that way. But yeah, it's funny.
I know the lore. I know the explanation.
Yeah.
If we're gonna go into the future, you still need the green one, because to me,
the blue one everyone just sees as the Skywalker
lightsaber, and it's like the beginning. It's the first one that Luke got when he was training and stuff like that. To get the green one, it's like, all right, now I'm the Jedi Master. And I heard like the Jedi Master one is actually a different one. It's not the green one. But really, the sense of it, even if you read the lore and stuff like that, that's why nobody has the green. That's why it's so hard to seem like they should recon it, be like, you're now a Jedi Master, you now have the green one, kind of a thing. Yeah. Because I keep seeing all these different lightsabers pop around, but I never see the green one throughout the whole new 3 movies.
Right.
That just made no sense to me, except when Luke had it. And then even when like, oh, we got Luke's lightsaber, and it was like the blue one, right, and then not the green one. Like just have somebody have it. Yeah. Like even when Finn, which I kind of understand later, like he has force like senses and stuff like that. I was like, yeah, why does Finn have this lightsaber and then get his ass kicked by Kylo Ren? Like, it didn't make sense. But I'm like, oh, now we're like, okay, well, so maybe that's why he had the lightsaber in the first one, because normal people don't have the lightsaber, and he was able to fight like a little bit with it.
Yeah, that was a little weird. Yeah. That was, okay, you really have to amp up how strong Chewbacca's like bolt shooter is to even make that fight somewhat make sense. Yeah. Kylo Ren's been using a lightsaber and been fighting people for a long time. Yeah. And this kid who just picked one up is like holding his own.
On his own.
I was like,
that's why he kept punching him. What they should have did, they should have been focusing more on like,
I wanted to see like a gash, and like, okay, he's really hurt right now,
or maybe like it took away like more part of the thing, and like it just like kind of make him wince more, and kind of like the lightsaber shaking,
put a little blood in his mouth,
exactly,
like there's some internal wounds going on.
Instead of he just keep punching and stuff like that, because it's like, all right, little nick, versus like the whole side, like you like and they're just like coming down his leg, and he's standing there, and it's just like lots more trails.
I think that'd be a lot,
because they kept punching it. Also, it still has to be PG-13, so you can't show like a ton, right? True. So, but he kept punching it. He's like, oh. So I was like, oh. But then when he got defeated by like Rey, and I was just like,
hated that part.
I was just like, what? And then I didn't hate it, but it was hella confused. Like, so that landed being so controversial, and a great way to end it, because it was so controversial. Flew out to meet Luke. And then like, oh snap, this huge moment stuff. And then we waited 2 years for it. And then you meet Luke, and he just tosses it away. And I'm just like, what?
No, that was the worst.
What is this? Angry. What is this? And that's been the end of this week's episode of the Corde Snell Show. All right. Did you get your hour of Corde? Also email us at thecordesnellshow@gmail.com. if you want to hear more. Also, check my Instagram at Corde Made Your Day. I got a bunch of different shows coming up. I'm headlining a bunch of different places tonight. I'm in Viziela. Did I say it right, Jared, or is it wrong? Visalia, because I've never been there. So I'm just thinking it's Fresno or 20 minutes outside of Fresno, right? Hey, can't pronounce that, but I love Latinas. Hell yeah. I got it in, Jared. I got it in. Hell yeah. So if you like this show, send us an email at the Corde Snell Show at gmail.com. Also, if you like this clip, share, or if you like the show, share it with your friends, comment, send us email what you want to hear more about us, ask us about our dates. Noah's 21 now, so you can go to bar, stuff like that. If you want to know what he looks like, drop something in the comments. Hell yeah. I appreciate you guys, and keep tuning in. This has been the Corde Snell Show, and we're out.